Happening now, hundreds of thousands of residents in Northeast Ohio are without power.
From the east side, where roofs reportedly blew off buildings, to a power outage at Hopkins, delaying flights.
And trees on top of homes in west side suburbs. The damage is extensive, the fear felt by many.
I hid in the basement and the lights started going out. They would flicker every now and then, and it kind of got scary at a certain point.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Tonight, we have team coverage on the storm's aftermath. Minnie Hicks is live in Avon, where 80% of the city is in the dark. Lydia Spar is live in Brook Park, where the roof blew off the rec center. And Giovanni Ligi is in Parma Heights, where massive century-old trees came down.
But let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Betsy Kling. Betsy, a much quieter night.
It is a much quieter night, but we are still dealing with the aftermath of our weather impact alert day. Those storms came rolling through, and now as we look at what's next overnight, we have a very warm and still muggy night with a few isolated showers that continue, and that would bring up the idea of power outages. These are the latest numbers I was able to pull off of the FirstEnergy website, and if you look at Cuyahoga County alone, just in Cuyahoga County, FirstEnergy reporting 207,000 plus customers without power, homes and businesses. That's almost 40% of the county still without power. Geauga County, 68% without power, 54% without power in Lake County. Ashtabula County, just over a quarter of the county is without power, and Lorain, 21%. There are so many power outages. So I thought it'd be really important to kind of look at the weather impacts of that tonight. Obviously, it's coming on the tail end of what was a very rocky afternoon. We still do have some light rain showers to get through. I don't think it's anything that's really going to be wind driven and right into the house, but our temperatures are sitting right at around 70 degrees right now, and we still have very sticky dew points. Overnight, we're anticipating the rain to move out, the winds to calm down a little bit. So if you do want to open the windows tonight, make sure that you are able to do that without any consequences, but it doesn't look like weather-wise we will have too many problems with that. And if you know somebody that has their power out, maybe shoot them a text message and say, hey, heads up, it looks like you can open your windows. We'll talk more about a much calmer weather pattern ahead coming up.
That is good news. All right, Betsy, thanks. See you soon.
Our team coverage continues now from Parma Heights, where strong winds uprooted a massive tree.
Our Giovanni Ligi has the latest.
This small neighborhood is a close community.
Yeah, are you all right, sir?
This is Tim, a local restaurant owner. Right now, his home is without power, risking thousands of dollars of food.
Hook this one up. Over here. That's one we run the commercial refrigerator.
We walked down the street surveying the debris.
This was the first one that I noticed when I came out of the house. I said, oh, it's not that bad. Then when I looked down the street, down 130th, they're all down.
And eventually, we run into his neighbor, Judy. She lives just about a block away from him.
It looks like a war zone. I've never been in a war zone, thankfully, but that's what it looks like with all the power lines down like that.
Tim and Judy say they've never seen anything like this before, and Judy tells me about more damage just down the road.
There's a tree uprooted. It took up like part of the lawn. I'm 7 years old. I never saw the lawn was uprooted with the tree roots. It's crazy. It's like huge.
So we walk down to her neighbor's house, following what appears to be a clear line of debris. And that's where we find these massive, nearly century-old trees.
This tree's been here like my whole life. This has been the biggest tree in the yard.
The strong winds from the storms ripping them from the ground and tossing them yards from Andrew and his mom Linda's home.
We were lucky. I gotta say we were lucky because they didn't come into the house. And they didn't tear down his shed, and nobody got hurt. That was the main thing.
And that was Giovanni Ligi in Parma Heights. Our team coverage continues now in Brook Park.
Lydia Aspar is at the rec center there. Lydia, what's the latest?
Well, here's the latest. You can't see it because it's very dark, and police have blocked us off from getting back to the back of this place. So the roof is ripped off, and as Betsy said, 80-mile-per-hour winds did its duty here. Well, so did Mother Nature, as she said, giving us a rough afternoon. On Wager Road, the cleanup was underway as emergency crews made their way through Rocky River.
Even in the basement, I could hear ambulances going to and from.
Caroline Casella emerged from her basement to see all of this. Her phone went off, warning of the impending storms.
I hid in the basement and the lights started going out. They would flicker every now and then, and it kind of got scary at a certain point.
Trees down, power lines twisted with branches like pretzels. Street after street had some type of damage. Trees like this one, it was ripped to shreds, then landed on these lines, knocking out power in the neighborhood.
I'm just happy everybody's okay and nothing's broken that can't be fixed. And
in Lakewood, it was the same story, but this could take days to clean up. Casella feels grateful because seeing the damage is one thing, hearing it was another.
It was terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. I almost cried, to be honest.
We're back here live at Brook Park. We're going to show you this roof first thing in the morning. We'll get our drone up so you can really get a good look at what happened here. But for now, police are saying stay home. There's a lot of power lines down. I can tell you right now, beside our lights, it's pitch dark here. So, and I'm thinking the same thing is happening in Avon, where we find our Mitty Hicks. Mitty?
Yeah, well, good evening, Lydia. What I can tell you is that it's pretty eerie to see how dark it is here in Avon. There are so many homes and businesses without power. In fact, driving down some of these roads, a lot of these roads are blocked because the power lines are down. And I don't know if you can see this behind me, but behind me is the entrance of Avon High School, and there's a tree that's blocking the entrance here. So this is the kind of damage that we're seeing throughout Avon here tonight. We had a chance to speak to a woman who lost her car from these storms. Take a listen.
It's an emotional time for sure.
Tori Schilke is emotional because she arrived at her job here at Avon Animal Clinic just in time. She says about 30 minutes after she parked, her boss gathered staff and patients into the basement because a tornado warning was going off.
And she came upstairs and she was checking on everything and she said, "Oh my goodness, a tree just fell down on somebody's car." Explained where it was and I was like, no. I was like, that's definitely my car.
And she was right. Tuesday's powerful storms knocked down a tree near the parking lot onto her car. She says her heart immediately sank when she saw it.
I've been trying to remain positive, but I've also been emotional because I just got this car about 3 months ago.
So where I'm standing, this is the middle of the tree. So it paints a picture on just how large this tree that fell down is. We had a chance to speak to an arborist who says as cleanup efforts are currently underway here, it's best to call the experts because what's lying in this could be dangerous.
When there's a storm damage situation, there could be power involved, especially with all the electric wires around. Definitely, just stay away from the area and have a professional assess it in case there's any live wires or anything that could be a hazard.
As for Tori, she says she's counting her blessings after this storm and grateful for car insurance.
I was like, you know what? I can't do anything about it now at this point. I'm just glad that me and my dog, because I brought my dog with me, was not in the car at that time.
Now, Avon police are asking people to call the electric company with any power issues. They're getting a lot of phone calls tonight about people calling about losing power, but they're really urging people to call the electric company with any power issues. Lena and Russ.
Okay, Mitty Hicks and Avon, Lydia Sparra, you both be careful. Safe travels getting home tonight. Also developing at this hour, a 12-year-old boy has not been seen since those severe storms hit. Euclid police say Kingston Pollard left his home near the intersection of White Road and East 232nd Street this afternoon. Anyone with information is being asked to call the Euclid Police Department.
There will be a lot of updates in the coming days. You can download our app to get notifications sent right to your phone. You can also go to WKYC.com and watch us right here on 3.